the Christian reality show titled Influence and Convictions. Influence and Convictions.
Impact.
Prevailing stars.
Prevailing stars.
Impact.
Hello and welcome. This is a Christian reality show. With me in the house is
Comforter Siribu.
Ebubechukwu Kalu.
Gift Monachi Uchendo.
My name is Ofofonono Udom, and I'm your presenter for the show. Today we're looking at a very practical and interesting topic: influence and convictions. Conviction is something you wholly believe in, like an anchor. For example, Jesus died on the cross of Calvary for us. I didn't need to be there. It's a fact of history, and I believe it. That's conviction. So, Ebubechukwu, would you like to relate influence and conviction for us?
All right. Influence can be defined as the power to cause an effect on someone or something, especially the power to cause a change without directly forcing those changes to occur or happen. Yeah. Now, for instance, according to history, a great king's son named Amnon was negatively influenced by his friend Jonadab to commit incest with his sister. Now, this influence actually occurred because of the conversation that transpired between them and because he didn't have a strong conviction.
Yeah, the influence was caused by the communication they had together. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, Monachi, would you like to relate communication to convictions for us?
All right. Communication simply means the sending and the receiving of information between two or more persons. Of course, we communicate through words, action, and virtually. You know, words are powerful. Yes. With words, you can create, you can build, and people tend to act towards what they hear and see. No wonder the Bible says that evil communication influences good manners, and it is true, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. True. Personally, I believe it was Jonadab's lifestyle, because he wouldn't have been able to convince Amnon to do what he did, right? If it wasn't his lifestyle. Yeah. So, Comfort, can you relate lifestyle with convictions for us?
All right. Lifestyle is a way of life of an individual. It involves habits, attitude, taste, and moral standards. Yeah. We young people of today, we act towards what we see, what we watch, and what we hear. We go on social media looking for who to copy and model our lives after, forgetting that Jesus is our perfect example.
Yeah, speaking of social media, there was this thing that trended on Twitter about this time last month, I think. You know, a lady came up to say, I don't need to be naked to be beautiful. Who remembers that?
I saw that.
And you know, she was dragged. But you know what marveled me? She came back later in the evening to make the same post. I was like, yes, I don't need to be naked to be beautiful. Like, her confidence was giving. It was like giving real top-notch confidence. And we're like, if somebody who was not able to model her modesty stature, her modesty statement, would see this and will be convinced. Do you understand? Yeah. Would see this and be convinced.
Sorry, I would love to add that we could either be the influenced or an influencer. And now influence could be either positive or negative. And of course, as prevailing stars, we ought to be positive influencers for Christ. We should get convictions in different areas of our lives in order not to be swayed.
Yeah, personally, I believe that your convictions should be gotten from the place of prayers and the scriptures. I mean, you don't need to model your lives after other people, because the day that person drops his standards, you drop your standard.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't have role models and mentors. You know, God has given us pastors and leaders who we can emulate.
Yeah, like a renowned mathematician, our father in the Lord, Dr. Williams Kumoye. Yeah. He's a man of conviction. Check him out on social media.
He's a man of influence.
He's a man of influence. All we're trying to say today is that you should have convictions in in fact, all the areas of your life. You shouldn't model your lives after people. Yeah. And also, you should have role models that you know are God-driven and God-led, that you model your lives after. You should channel your communication, your lifestyle. And if you're going to be influenced, make sure that you're influenced by people who are positive. And if you're going to be the influencer, make sure your life is actually positive, so that people out there read you and see positiveness inside of you. So today, we've come to the end of the reality show. With me in the house again was
Comforter Siribu.
Ebubechukwu Kalu.
Gift Monachi Uchendo.
I remain your presenter, Ofofonono Udom. Until we see again, remain prevailing stars for Christ. Thank you. Bye.
Can you put your hands together for Jesus as you remain prevailing stars for Christ? Impact! Prevailing stars!